Good morning, everyone. I'm here to show you how I make my chocolate chip cookies. I love cooking because cooking is a great way for children to expand their vocabulary. And so through this little cooking show, we are going to expand our child's vocabulary and have a delicious treat afterwards. So the first thing I did is I washed my hands and I pulled my hair back so nothing would fall into my bowl. The second step is you're going to take a half a cup of butter and you are going to melt it and pour it into our larger bowl. Next, we need a half a cup of white sugar. So I'm gonna grab my measuring cup here, and this is a half a cup. And then we are going to pour that into our butter mixture. The next bit is we need some brown sugar. I like to use light brown, or you can use dark brown. It's purely personal preference. So we're going to take our 3/4 cup and we're going to pack the brown sugar in there. See? It's all nicely packed in there. And so when you put it in, it's almost gonna look like a little brown sugar sandcastle. So we're gonna seal this back up and place it off to the side. Next, we're going to take our salt, and we need 1 teaspoon. So this is how much a teaspoon is. And we are going to pour it in our bowl. Next, we're going to take a whisk. So then you're going to break this down and you're going to mix it all together until it's almost like a paste. And sometimes you gotta shake all the brown clumps out because as a whisk is, the stuff gets stuck in there. Next, we're going to need 1 egg. Let me grab that out of my refrigerator. All right, so here is my 1 egg, and now you're going to crack it in to your bowl. And you can throw the eggshells away. And then you're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're gonna set that off to the side. So now we're going to whisk again, whisk, 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 until everything is finely mixed together. All right, now that we are all done whisking, we are going to move the whisk into our sink so we can wash it in a little bit. Next, we are going to sift in flour and baking soda. So let me go grab my sift. All right, so this is my sift. We're gonna move that out of the way so you can see. And it's an old one. So first we're gonna grab our flour. And we need 1 cup and 1/4. Sorry there. So here's our 1 cup, and in the sift it goes. And then we're going to save that for later. And then we'll use our 1 cup. And in it goes. And we'll put this off to the side so we can clean up afterwards. Next, we need 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So here's my teaspoon, and here's my baking soda. So you're just gonna go in, get a scoop, make sure it's nice and flat, and we're gonna put it in. And now we're all done with our baking soda. Now here comes the fun part. So now we have our liquid mixture. So we got all of our liquids mixed together. And now we're going to put our dry ingredients together. So you're gonna take your sift, and we're just gonna sift it in. It's almost like it's snowing. We're gonna sift that all in. Get a nice little hand workout. And then I have a little bit of extra flour that fell through. So we're just gonna drop that in off my plate. Trying to keep my counters nice and clean. And then next we are going to take our spatula and we're gonna gently fold the flour into our liquid until all the flour is mixed in. And then it's gonna start looking like cookie dough. Ooh, it's starting to turn out. Now look at that. That looks like cookie dough. So next is the fun part. We are going to take our cup again, and we're gonna add in the chocolate chips. So here are my chocolate chips, and we're gonna add 1 cup. And fold it up, and we're gonna put it away later. So then you're gonna fold in your chocolate chips, just like you did with the flour. The best part about this recipe is you can add anything you want in it. So if you wanted to do chocolate chips and marshmallows, you can, and make s'more cookies. You could take out the chocolate chips and replace them with M&Ms or mini peanut butter cups. Pretty much anything your heart desires. Oh, that looks lovely. And there we go. Now we have our chocolate chip cookie dough. So before we can bake, we are going to put this in the refrigerator and we're gonna let it chill for 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go do that and I'll be right back. All right, it's been 30 minutes and I took our cookie dough out of the refrigerator so it's nice and chilled. Next, I'm going to get my cookie sheet pan. With a cookie sheet pan, you can either line it with parchment paper. Some people prefer to use it without parchment paper. I have this splat mat, which helps my cookies come up off the tray nice and easy. So then I'm gonna take my ice cream scooper. It's about 1 inch to 1/2 an inch, and it helps keep my cookies all the same shape, so nobody has to worry about who got the bigger cookie. So now I'm gonna take my cookie. We're just gonna squeeze it in there, pack it in there, and pop it out. And it's a nice little cookie dough ball. With the first set of cookies, I always like to do 6 on a pan, just because sometimes your cookies might come out, might spread a little bit, they might not. It all really depends on the day of the cookie, the day that you make the cookies. I've made this recipe millions of times for my family, for my significant other, for my work. Never had a complaint. But sometimes they'll come out richer, sometimes they spread more, sometimes they're more cakey. It's all good. As long as you're happy with the end results, that's what matters. So let's get our cookie dough balls finished up. Alrighty. So now we have, oops, almost lost one. So now we have our cookie dough balls. So while we were waiting for our dough to chill, I took it upon myself to go ahead and preheat the oven. And the oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So pretty standard. So now we are gonna go put these in the oven. When baking the cookies, you are going to want to set a timer for 10 to 12 minutes. In my oven, it takes about 11 minutes to get my cookies just the way I like them. So I'll see you back in 11 minutes to show you the end result. All right, so 11 minutes are up and I went ahead and took my cookies out of the oven. I had to be very careful because my cookie sheet is very hot. So in order to do that, I used an oven mitt and I went ahead and got a cooling rack out. What the cooling rack does is it helps stop baking. So while your cookies are sitting on the hot pan, they are still cooking. So I'm going to take my handy dandy spatula and I'm going to slide up underneath one of my cookies and I'm just going to place it here on my cooling rack. So let's go ahead and do that with all the cookies we just baked. And then Once you remove that, you're going to make another batch and just scoop them onto the cooking tray and put them back in for the exact same time. And there you go. We just finished making a delicious treat for yourself or your family or friends. And we learned some new vocabulary. We were able to show what an oven mitt is, a cooling rack, a cookie sheet, the oven, spatula, all kinds of stuff. We learned about the ingredients and how to mix them together. And there you go. It's so simple to make chocolate chip cookies, and it's super great to enjoy this with you guys. Until next time, see you later. Bye. Hey guys, I forgot to mention that the recipe is in the description box down below, so go ahead and click on it, and then you guys can follow the recipe and you can cook with it at home. Hope you guys have a wonderful day or evening, and I'll see you guys next time.